Hi, I'm Miro. I'm a TNT champion.
This is Rachel Ellerine, the queen of Strong Smile.
I'm Eric Bischoff.
Live events, all right? When the WWE comes on the holiday tour, when they come to Ireland.
Or Davy Boy without hair braids.
As a fan with braids, as a star without braids.
And you
are watching
WrestleSlam.
WrestleSlam.
And you're watching WrestleSlam.
Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new WrestleSlam Special Extreme Rules. It was a few days back. It was incredible, I thought. A lot of mixed reviews, a lot of 6 out of 10s, 7 out of 10s. We're going to go balls deep, straight into the main event. Balor, the Demon, versus Roman Reigns. You know, crazy finish. Jer, I'm going to go to you first. What was your take on the finish? And are we about to see Prince Devitt maybe appear? Because look, they're obviously doing something with his character. You know, we've seen the way the match finished. It was interesting. Balor losing as a Demon is a bit of a shock. We all kind of predicted Balor was going to win. Lesnar was going to come out. What's your take on the outcome? Were you happy with it?
I was and I wasn't. Like the match itself was a great match. Everything about it was great. Right up until the end. Like, you know, we knew, you know, there was a good chance that Roman was going to retain. Like, and they were looking for ways of doing it. Like, they kind of booked themselves in their corner of they didn't want to beat the Demon, so they're trying to protect the Demon. But ring ropes breaking is just, it's not my cup of tea. I know a lot of people like, you know, the fact that they're trying to protect the Demon. Like, but if they want to protect them, you know, don't put them in that situation in the first place. Like, go out and beat somebody else on the roster. Like, you know, where does Finn Balor go from here? Like, you know.
Oh, there's a draft.
I don't see where he goes after this. Like, really, like he's lost to the champion. The Demon's undefeated. You know what happens when people lose their undefeated streak in WWE? They tend to just go right down the fucking toilet. Like, so. Yeah. Obviously, we know Roman's going to have Lesnar now, Crown Jewel or whatever it's called. Like, so hopefully he'll still be champion come November.
Yeah. Lizzie, what was your take on the match? I must say, like, Balor obviously looked great. You know, we love that Demon kind of looking. It's fucking, you know what I mean? The crowd were behind it. They were invested. The match itself was probably 10 out of 10, even the way it ended. But what was your take on the match itself?
To be honest, as you say, the Demon looked great. My only little kind of a qualm about it was I didn't like the kind of skirt overlay thing. I didn't like, Jerry was kind of the same with this as well, that he didn't crawl to the ring. You know, the whole, it's the whole mystique, it's the whole view, it's the whole, you know, presence. So, like, the crawl into the ring, I kind of missed that a bit, and the kind of skirt thing, and there was a lot of kind of stuff as well. So I'm kind of a fan of pre-Demon, because the paintwork and everything is just phenomenal. The finish itself, I think, yeah, I agree with himself as well. I think that they did kind of book themselves into a corner. There was no way we could come out of this without somebody being unscathed, and I do fear for the future of the Demon. But that said, I liked the heartbeat when he was like laying out on the outside of the ring. I did like that, but it should have stopped after the heartbeats. The music shouldn't have been there because it was just awkward. So the heartbeats were really, really good. I mean, now come here, they were over dramatized to the last with Finn's body popping on the, you know, it was really, really good. But there was kind of vibes of, you know, the heartbeat being the Undertaker's urn, kind of a nod towards it. I kind of got that vibe, or kind of like, you know, Papa Shango kind of a thing going on, which I didn't hate. You know, we were all there for theatrics, but still can't wait to see Roman and Brock. I have to say, I can't wait.
Lizzie, I'm going to ask you a question, right? Did you notice that Roman gave the Demon a rock bottom?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get out of town, did he?
Yeah. So
we love Easter eggs.
What's your take on this rock bottom? Is it a little hint that we might get Roman and The Rock?
Was it a rock bottom or was it a?
No, it was more like it was more like a Samoa Joe throw thing.
Yeah.
It was a rock bottom. I'm telling you, 100%.
I think you might be right, Jerry. I think we're planting Easter eggs. Do you know that? And setting up, like, maybe, do you know that we had a year build up to Cena and The Rock, so why not do fucking similar for these two? Absolutely, I'd love these little Easter eggs everywhere. Yeah, bring it on.
Let a lot of testosterone between The Rock and Roman if it happens. Phil, what was your take? I know you quite liked it, and you're not a hard man to please. Obviously, you know you love your pay-per-views, but you were happy I watched the Messenger next morning. There was good feedback, good vibes. There was no, fuck this and fuck that. It was like, I like it.
Yeah, it was different. Like, it's something that I haven't seen before, so I'm kind of, okay, this was good. But what I really liked is when the Heartbeat came on and when he got up, I really liked the jumping kick into the table. That was a really, really cool spot. But the match itself was just, they don't get enough credit. They're not going there because a lot of people are on the AEW hype train, so they're going to shit all over it. Like, people were saying something about this is the worst finish in Seth Rollins' The Fiend.
No, they're wrong.
Yeah.
They're wrong. And like, we speak of Roman because we know Roman, we remember the matches with Uso and Jay, and he's been in a lot of good matches.
Yeah.
Really good matches. Like, he's really, proven why he's worthy and why he's at the top.
Well, like, he's the only wrestler that has like 4 feuds going on at the moment.
Yeah.
There's no one else around that's going through so many stuff. Like, but I reckon he'll stay on SmackDown in the draft.
I think so too. Remains to be seen. Matt Murphy, the man himself. Tell us, my man, what was your take on this match, and what did you rate it?
What did I rate it? I actually enjoyed the match. To be honest, I think that was actually my favorite match of Normal Rules. Yeah, I'm gonna call it that now, of WWE Normal Rules. But when the match first started and I saw Finn like taking control and beating down Roman Reigns like with his custom made Finn Balor demon kendo stick, which is not at all a bunch of kendo sticks just taped around together. Go away out of that. I thought to myself, you know what? I said on the podcast, Roman's going to win this one. Hold on for Finn. But I'm actually going to pull for Finn. I want Finn to win this one. Come on, Finn. Come on, the demon and everything. And then when the Usos came out, I thought, yeah, that was it. But Finn held himself, and then they did a whole, heartbeat segment, and Finn coming up as the demon, taking out Roman. A lot of people thought that was cheesy, bad. I fucking loved it. Yeah. I thought, oh God, this is such a great build-up. This is why Finn Balor's unreal. And then he kicked Roman Reigns into the table. He hit him into the steel steps, tossed him in the ring, got up on the top turnbuckle, and then the turnbuckle exploded. I literally thought it was a botch that happened. I thought someone fucked it up, but no, they're actually going with this. They're gonna and when they said on the commentaries, possibly a higher power looking out for Roman Reigns and him pointing at the sky, I thought, no, Vince, don't do the Fiend versus again. Oh God,
Elias is going
WO. This is such good shit.
I can imagine backstage. You're gonna go on the top turnbuckle, right? You're gonna be acting like all like the demon, and then you're just gonna blow. The turnbuckle is gonna blow up, and then Finn just.
I wonder if Vince calls Finn. Does he call him Irish? I love you, Irish.
I bet his name's for all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does. Matt, is it fair to say, look, Balor is one of the best in the world?
I think at the moment, yeah. Look, I'm not just saying this because, he's an Irish fella and, he has a cool, character. He, in general, is one of the best we have in the world. Unfortunately, Jerry Rush said himself, we don't know where Finn is going to go. Even if they're going to bring back the demon, most of the time and use him well, and he's going to go well for himself, we're just going to keep forgetting that, but remember when he brought it back and he lost to Roman Reigns because the turnbuckle broke on him. That's just it. It's I don't know where Finn's going to go from here.
The only logical thing is the draft.
Yeah, I feel like the draft is the savior for everyone.
Hopefully back in NXT, but we'll see.
It does feel real. It does feel like, the way, we know the demon, you say the wholly undefeated thing, it does seem like he's actually fucking hell, he's lost, you know what I mean? It's a bit of a shock. It's like the time Goldberg lost to Kevin Nash, or, the time someone big's lost to someone, big. It's a bit of a shock to the system that he has lost.
Who defeated him as the demon in WWE? Is this his first loss?
Samoa Joe in NXT.
Oh, yeah. In NXT,
Samoa Joe in NXT and the Joe the Samoan in WWE.
Yeah. Love it.
I was talking to a mate of mine, and he actually got me paranoid because let me hear me out. Because I think the few days after Extreme Rules, Venom 2 was coming out, And they thought the reason why they're bringing back the demon is to have Finn Balor go as Venom paint just to sponsor the movie. I was so paranoid because I thought that would be class as a Venom fan, but that's going to be such a shitty way to bring back this awesome character just for the film. But they didn't. I was just paranoid about that. I was like, oh God, I would not be surprised if Vince did that. But that was just me at this point. If they were going to go with that, I was like, come on, Vince. That's the reason now. But they didn't. But that's just me.
Right, guys, we're going to swap to another match. We're going to get on. It was kind of earlier on. Rest in peace, Lily. It's heartbreaking news in the world of wrestling entertainment. Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair. We were all mixed on opinions on this match. Charlotte Flair has won the match. Alexa Bliss has gone fucking mental. Apparently, she's around America right now. You know, no one knows what's going on. You know, the cops have been called.
She's getting married, just so people know.
Well, yeah.
I told you Phil was a Vince.
Yes, but like, you know, for the fans that didn't know, I suppose it's worrying times. I suppose
you got your talk ready, Phil.
I love how Jerry, he was like doing like the unknown, but like we don't know where Alexa Bliss is. She could be anywhere. She could be with us right now. And Phil just interrupted, like, she's getting married.
Phil is straight to the point. Phil is he's the inside man of Vince. So like that's why we have, you know, good viewers and a lot of people to watch. It's because of the inside information that Phil has. Phil, what do you think of the match? First of all, look, it was a decent match. We've seen, I suppose, moments of the old Alexa Bliss. And what's going to come? Obviously, look, there's going to be a little break. Is she going to come back a different kind of character again? Maybe a more kind of broken, sad kind of character?
No, I think she'll come back as regular Alexa Bliss. I think all this is done. All this stuff.
You know, we go back to regular Alexa Bliss, right? So we know the regular Alexa Bliss, the first woman ever to hold both the Raw and SmackDown championships. But I have to say I prefer the Alexa Bliss that we have now.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, ever since WrestleMania, she's just lingering and doing nothing.
She is, but I think she found herself in a sense when Bray left or got the sack or whatever happened, we all said, fuck, she's bollocksed. They were really going to drop the ball. But in recent weeks, she has been good.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
mean, yeah.
Definitely. I think she's, you know what? I think you were right, because after WrestleMania, we were like, oh, Jesus Christ, because let's face it, a lot of people turned on her because of what happened to Bray Wyatt. They were like, oh, for fuck's sake, now they're going to push Alexa at what cost? You know, that kind of a way. And then obviously she took over the gimmick. But to be honest, you know what? Fair fucks and hat tip to her, because she made it work. She's worked extremely hard to get that character over, you know. She's gone above and beyond and overindulged in the character for us, you know, to try and get it across. She's worked really, really hard. And I think so, because she's not taking, like, say, as many bumps, she's not fighting as much, you know, it's more kind of appearances and stuff like that. That Phil is probably, I'm sure they're protecting her for any injuries, Phil, for the wedding, you know, so just let her know that we're sending her love.
But is it also a case that she's just been there too long and she needs a break?
Maybe a refresh. Do you know, maybe she just needs a bit more of a refresh, comes back as a bit more of a badass 5 feet of fury. As long as we don't get Lily stitched back up with, like, do you know, your favourite teddy bear from when you were small that's missing like one eye.
Chucky.
Oh, jeez, you know what I mean? And like in a few weeks' time, then there she is sat on the turnbuckle again, and she's like winking with her good eye. You know,
what happens if she's wearing the mask and the suit?
I will not be surprised.
She's wearing the Lily mask wrestling.
Yeah, it's just like
maybe
female
imagination. Like, you know what I mean? It's I think they done really well. I thought she was absolutely bollocks. I thought when Bray went, like, you know what I mean? We don't know what's going to happen, but they kept it, and I think it worked well. I actually do prefer the Alexa Bliss for some reason. There's some certain kind of aspects I like when she's in the ring. Even the other day with Charlotte Flair, and she was about, like, you know, you're such a bitch. And
as Elizabeth said, she puts her heart and soul into it, so that's why it's good. That's why it works.
And I think as well, we've so many bitches. Everyone now is a bitch. Everybody is smarmy. Everyone's a bitch. We've Eva, we've Carmella, we've a lot of bitches. And Alexa was kind of the original bitch of that patch. Do you know what I mean? She was pure fucking conceited and everything. So Yeah, I don't mind this version of her because it's just that little bit different, and we're not this whole fucking slappy, shitty, you're a bitch, I'm the bitch anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree. Joe, what was your take on the match? Did you think it was a good match?
Yeah, it was like it's Charlotte, like you know, she's probably the best women's wrestler in the history of the business, like so. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for her to put on a bad match, regardless. Like she has put on bad matches in the past, but when it's something like this, and she knew, obviously they knew that Alexa was going away. Alexa obviously wanted to put on a good match. If she's going away for a few months to go off and get some wedding bliss.
Yeah.
There we go.
Lovely.
So yeah, it was all right match.
Jesus.
Like I just obviously the one thing that stood out from the match more than anything else was the Alka-Seltzer in her mouth that didn't go off, and she started spitting out at the end. Like I think that actually took away from everything else.
Yeah.
Which happened 5 minutes after she got pinned. Like she's trying to fucking put the doll back together. Like so, it was what it was.
Rabies.
What's next for Charlotte? Who's going to be next? You reckon?
Depends on the draft. There's so much talent out there that they need to book. We'll not talk about that yet, like, but Shayna Baszler is going to obviously looks like they're going to give her a bit of a push as a badass. Maybe as a face badass that's going to go out and beat the shit out of every other woman in the roster. So
I just don't understand why Shotzi Blackheart and Tony Storm are not getting any sort of look in.
I think they don't know what to do. I mean, aren't they due a title shot? And I literally just don't. I think they were thrown together and they do not know how to move forward with them. They just can't. They cannot book different. They just cannot book different.
It's the same old cliche. WWE don't know what to do with people unless they're in a title match.
Yeah.
If you're not in a title match, they're just going, well, just throw them into something.
Or they fit the mold. If you don't fit the mold and you're any bit quirky or different, we have no idea what the fuck to do with you. Unless you're created beforehand. You know what I mean? The Demon didn't come out on SmackDown as the Demon at the very, very start. You know what I mean? He was like bred many, many years ago before SmackDown was even a pipe dream, or Universal Champion, any of that, unless they come ready onto the main roster, they don't know what to do with different fucking carrying cross. Anyway.
Extreme Rules.
Yeah, sorry.
Matt Murphy, we're going to quickly, just before we go on to the next thing, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, obviously, look, there was a lot of features, a lot of kind of aspects. What was your take on that match, my man, and what was your rating out of 10?
My rating out of 10. I personally think that, I know that I bashed Alexa Bliss's character for so long, but I feel like I agree this is exactly what she needed. I mean, Charlotte Flair, she's definitely one of these wrestlers that you get into a rival with the most ridiculous character in professional wrestling, and she just makes them look good. I think the statement of Monday Night Raw when she said, I need the Vince McMahon, I need the old Stone Cold, I need the old Alexa Bliss. I thought, you know what? Yeah, I'm fitting Alexa Bliss's character now. Kind of a good thing they got rid of the doll. May Megan, the doll, rest in peace. But anyway, for out of 10, I might actually give it a 7. To be honest, it's just because we keep forgetting this is in Alexa Bliss's hometown. I thought she was going to get most of the match, but most of the match was mostly just Charlotte and just taking out the doll, and she left making herself look good while Alexa kind of looked pretty weak, especially with the that whole saliva thing. Please tell me I wasn't the only one eating a sandwich while watching Extreme Rules, but anyway, but. That's just it. I think I was expecting more of Alexa Bliss to look good, but it was all Charlotte from there, I thought. But if you have the most ridiculous character and you really want someone to put over, get them with someone who knows how to get people over, who knows how to put on a good match. And unfortunately, that is my match fact for the day. So, yeah, done.
Love it. Now, quickly going to switch. Sasha Banks is back. We obviously seen Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. We didn't know what was going to happen within the match. I think we all said that Becky would retain. Phil, were you surprised to see Sasha come back and obviously fuck up the match?
Yeah, I thought they'd hold it off for the draft.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I liked the match. I just didn't love the match.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but Becky's character is just, we talked about before, all her clothes and the stuff she wears. It's just so, I'm Conor McGregor. It's just stupid.
Yeah. I was watching some interviews of Becky prior to Extreme Rules, where she was in the UK with some fellow media colleagues, and even the swagger she was wearing. I don't know. I don't think she's enjoying it, lads. I really think that maybe, I know she's probably got a massive input into what she does, maybe a whole lot, but I don't know. I'm not liking it at the moment with Becky, to be honest. I'm glad she's back. She's a fucking awesome champion, awesome wrestler. But I think she's a bit uncomfortable at the moment. Liz, would you, agree, disagree? Do you think Becky seems out of sorts at the moment?
Yeah, I've said it from day one. And when she came out with that big red furry thing, I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. And I mean, I was trying to think, is it down to that it's too different for us, that we're used to, Becky, like, the last kicker, Becky, the badass, and it's just not clicking for me, maybe it's a slow burn and it's going to take a bit of time, and she's talking too much through her match. When she was trying to interact with the crowd, she was like, no, don't cheer her, cheer me. Am I cheering her? Cheer. It's just, I don't know, it's just not clicking for me. I feel like I'm watching two different people, and I think Phil is right. I think it's forced. And I think, yes, I would have agreed with Phil and said, yes, I'd say she has massive input to her character. But I think that she is been led up the garden path the small, but I think they're giving us everything at once instead of the slow heal bit. I said it at the weekend with the match for Bianca and Becky prior, that Bianca was after the promo, Bianca was cheered but Becky wasn't booed. People are a little bit indifferent, so I it's just not clicking for me. And when you think back to saying about like the worst match with Seth Rollins and the Fiend for that Hell in a Cell, that is forever etched in my memory. At that point in Seth's career, I would have said he had a huge input to his character. And he said on Stone Cold's Broken Skull Sessions that he was going to strangle Vince when he came back from that match. So I don't think they have as much control as we like to think they do, because that red coat was there one week and it was gone the following week. She was back in the lowriders, so it's just not clicking for me.
I wonder, is it they're thinking like Roman Reigns did it, so we can do it with you as well?
This is what they do. They Roman Reigns the shit out of her, ram her down her throats until we're absolutely sick of her, and then we're just indifferent,
I've kind of got a random idea for Becky Lynch. I would like if they actually sign her up with a bodyguard character, like Baszler. What if she comes to SmackDown, she confronts Becky Lynch, but instead she attacks Brina Belair, and she becomes like Becky Lynch's bodyguard, and just have Becky Lynch get her to do all the dirty work, get her fists dirty, while Becky Lynch brags about how much she's great, she's the man, but really she got someone else to do the fighting for her. That kind of thing will make her a good heel. You're just there like, great.
You said that before about her being a chicken shit.
Yeah, that's the way they build a heel. You have to be a chicken shit. You need somebody else to do the dirty work for you. Like, look at MJF. Like, he's got Wardlow. Not to bring up AEW too much, like, but the MJF character is a perfect heel. Like, he's everybody hates him, loves to hate him. Yep. He's never going to be a face as that person. He's got Wardlow in his corner. Like, I mean, everybody has everybody like that. But even a manager, like, even if she had a manager, just a mouthpiece talking for her, she doesn't need to talk. Try and act hard like she's, just have somebody else do the talking for her. Like, I just don't think WWE are fully invested in making her heel, because if you looked in the crowd, people had those man signs. They're handed out before the show. Like, it's not like people bring them with them. Like, so WWE were still handing out stuff to get people behind her, and she was getting a lot of cheers as well. Like, she wasn't getting booed out of the building. So, with Sasha with Sasha back, Sasha's going to be the heel in that fight, that feud. Like, whether it's triple threat or going forward, like Sasha against Becky's always going to be the fucking face.
Yeah. No, I agree, 100%. Guys, we kicked off I suppose the pre-show. It was Carmella versus Liv Morgan. Absolutely fucking thrilled that Liv Morgan got the win. I love Carmella too. Look, they're both great, but I'm just hoping that Liv Morgan, her momentum kind of goes up again. Is it fair to say we all agree that we want to see Liv Morgan perhaps get a title shot on the road?
200%. But the problem is she's getting momentum, so they're going to move her to Raw and she'll be on main event.
Yeah, she's the female Cesaro, isn't she? Like, they put all the thought behind Cesaro for WrestleMania, and where is he?
Yeah. I suppose that explains it. The match was quite short, obviously 7:52.
Mm.
Commentary was fantastic, by the way, lads. I must mention that obviously Pat is a fucking god.
Oh my God, lads.
He's
He's
unbelievable.
brilliant.
Liz, tell us.
Oh my God.
So everything he says is just fucking gold. It's gold.
Yeah, he's hilarious. When Finn Balor came out to the ring, I swear to God, I nearly fucking choked on my drink when he got into the ring, and Pat McAfee was like, "The demon taking off his kilt," and we were like, "His fucking what? His kilt?" Well, I nearly choked on my body. I was like, it was amazing. His kilt. I was like, "Oh my God, Pat McAfee!" But we love you.
He's a god. He's really at the
Amazing.
chin in the game. I really must say that. It'll be hard to see him not there. So hopefully he's there for a very long time. And Vince keeps writing them big fat checks. But yeah, interesting. We started off, I suppose, the main show. It was the New Day versus Bobby, AJ, and Omis. A bit of a surprise that match was first. Obviously, you know, the New Day, they're still huge, you know. Joe, what was your take on the match, first of all?
Yeah, you know, obviously it wasn't advertised, you know, and shitty that Liv and Carmella got bumped onto the pre-show like for a match that wasn't advertised. But you know, if you're going to have your new WWE champion on the pay-per-view, you might as well kick off the show with them. You know, it was a good match. Everybody in the ring did exactly what you knew they were going to do. They're still protecting Omos greatly, like, so whether they do anything massive with him is hard to know. But good match, good for Big E to get a win.
Definitely. Liz, what was your take on the match? Were you happy that it kicked it off? Pretty much, you know, main card.
No, to be honest, because there was no build. You know what I mean? Not that I didn't care about it, because as Jerry said, you have to have your champ on the card. You know what I mean? And like, obviously, he wasn't defending it. Like, but I mean, and I know he was quite new to the title, but I mean, even give him a squash, give him something. But it was just, I don't want to say that I wasn't invested in it, because you know I enjoyed the match for what it was, for sure. But it was just a way of getting Big E on the card. So, yeah, you know, I mean, it's fine, but sad that the women got bumped forward. There wasn't a need for this match, but it was very, very last minute, just launched it onto the card, I believe. But still here for Big E champ.
Yeah, no, it leaves a sour taste in my mouth after what happened to Selena Vega. 9/11, obviously, she didn't get to come out. And now you see Liv Morgan and Carmella pushed and bumped as well. But look, I suppose I kind of understand in a way why it's happened. But yeah, hopefully more power to the woman as time goes on. Matt Murphy, what was your take on the match itself, the tag team match with the New Day?
Yeah, it was probably the most random match of the night. It's kind of funny they have the two main eventers of Raw, Bobby Lashley and Big E, like starting off the match. But I kind of like the match because it's nice to see the head world champion of Big E on a pay-per-view, and he doesn't have to defend the title at all. Kind of shows that, yeah, you're the champ, but you're at this major event. You don't have to defend it. It's still going to make you look good. So I thought the match was just all right. Can't give it praise. It was just because it was very last minute for all of us, unexpectedly. But it made Bobby Lashley look good, made Big E look good before Raw, and, of course, the New Day and AJ Styles and Omos. I'm not a big fan of Omos because I want to see AJ going back on by himself, but they both look good anyway. So, yeah, I thought the match was just grand. That's my random review. Just like, it's grand. Leave it off.
AJ Styles has always said he's going to bow out when he's ready, and I think we all had it. He was predicting it was going to be soon enough, but it wouldn't be nice to see AJ bow out, you know, constantly in tag team.
I reckon AJ and Edge at WrestleMania.
And that's it.
Yeah, split him up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is AJ going to retire when he said he's going to retire? He did say it was soon enough, didn't he?
When his contract runs out, he'll go. Whenever his contract is up.
And he's done and dusted, you reckon, yeah?
I reckon he'll be a trainer, or he'll do something. He won't just go out.
He said before that he always liked the idea of being a scout, like going to live events and scouting out like wrestlers for WWE. So that might be his area.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. Now, lads, the Usos defeated the Street Profits. Decent match, good duration. I think it was over 12 minutes, which was pretty good. Liz, what was your take on that match?
I liked it. You know, they're two great teams, very, very smooth, know each other inside out. You're always going to get a good match out of these guys, you know. Great showcase for Montez Ford. I always fear for Angelo Dawkins when this happens, because I can see 24/7 in his future. I hate it. I think they're going to be split up in the brand draft. I think they're going to be split onto different brands in the draft. And I really, really fear for Angelo Dawkins, because I think they are great together. But you know, when Vince puts the fucking boot in, that is it. He will, you know, Mantis Ward is going to be a star.
Yeah.
But I'm worried that it's short-lived. Match thoroughly enjoyed. As I said, they've great chemistry. They work really, really well together. Always enjoyable. Can't miss that. Can't watch that match and not be entertained.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. And that's, we'll have to mention obviously a triple threat. Sheamus, Damian Priest, Jeff Hardy. It was fucking good. I enjoyed this match. Phil, what was taking it? We've seen Sheamus taking the piss. That was fucking epic. Obviously,
brilliant. And do you know that's what caused the rope to break? Sheamus dancing on the fucking top rope the size of him. That's why the fucking turnbuckle broke. Fuck's sake, Sheamus.
It's an Irish thing. He just like, I used to be the only Irish wrestler.
Yeah.
That was a great match, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Very good.
Triple threat matches can be, you can either give or take them, like, and the last few weeks they've put on a couple. Priest has been involved in the last.
Damian Priest has been on the biggest role they've had in a while.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You have to drop the ball with a goal.
Don't let him take any stupid fucking crappy matches and lose.
Well, they're going to put him on SmackDown, I bet you.
Yeah.
Give him, well, unless Shinsuke goes the other way with Intercontinental.
Yeah. Well, but it was a good match, and I think Sheamus doing the Jeff Hardy dance was.
Yeah, I didn't like the finish, but the match was very good.
Yeah. Sheamus's uncle Knobhead had a wedding with the tie tied around his head. Do you know what I mean? Isn't he? He's the one who gets up and he's like, whoa! At the end of a wedding.
we love Sheamus, and he's a legend. I must. It's good to see he's still doing so well, and he still has that hunger. But it's fair to say they haven't really dropped the ball with Damian Priest. They're actually looking after him. They're looking after him well. He's obviously on the up, and big things to come. Fingers crossed. It was a good pay-per-view, I must say. For me, definitely an 8 out of 10. Lots more coming as always. Don't forget, guys, we have Jonathan Davenport. He's going to be featuring on the brand new WrestleSlam podcast YouTube channel. Myself and Joe were lucky enough to speak to Jonathan. Absolute gent, an iconic man as well. We're also back this weekend, where we'll have a brand new episode, and we can talk about the Hurt Business. Yes, seems that bad.
And also Bearcat.
Bearcat, yeah. Bearcat. I fucking, I'm pissed off about that. Even the way he walks to the ring, the way he dresses, nobody puts Keith Lee in the corner and gets away with it. But
he has no limits, though.
Well, that's true. Do check out our WrestleSlam Twitter page.
Before we go, I just want to say one thing about Raw there really quick, just before we go. I like the fact that they're incorporating a show-long storyline. They haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah. No, agree 100%.
Yeah.
Their hand has been forced.
Raw,
they have to.
It's Raw 2.0.
Yeah.
NXT 2.2. Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
My thoughts on Raw was you're gonna have to tune into the next episode to find out.
Love it.
There you go.
Is that a Matt fact?
Matt.
It won't make sense, but yeah, let's go with the Matt fact on this one. Watch the episode.
But guys, make sure you do check out our episodes. All on the brand new WrestleSlam podcast. We are no longer on the Sportsmanners YouTube channel. So head on over, do support us, do subscribe, do check us out on Twitter, WrestleSlam, etc. Slam Wrestle. Jur is fucking awesome when it comes to Twitter. So Jur, thank you for all the hard work you put in. He's interacting with everyone. If you want to feature on future shows, please do DM us via Twitter. We've had the Dirty Heels boys on with us for a special show, and we are looking to collaborate as always. So guys, if you want to watch anyone and see us collaborate with anyone, please do send your suggestions to the Twitter page and the Instagram page. Guys, be safe, have a great week, and do check out all our episodes as always at WrestleSlam Podcast. From myself, Elizabeth, Jur, Matt, and Phil, God bless, be safe, Salana Volya, and have a good day.
Bye.